to bless us with single pointedness in our study, understanding, and sadhana, that in this very life we are able to touch the truth, the reality. Let us pray that may we not be distracted from this glorious goal and the path for any reason. May we get all the abilities, strengths required to pursue this diligently. So, too, we can pray that the whole universe gets into the spiritual mood and the goal, and thus free themselves from all troubles and problems created by themselves in their own mind. May everyone recognize that Adhyatmikata is the only way for individual and total redemption. Let us chant like every day our mantra Namo Vache today also. Then we'll have our Taittiriya Upanishad with Adi Shankaram Bhashyam, then Yoga Darshanam, maybe the last sutra of the Samadhi Padam. Then we'll go for our Mundaka Upanishad, Gita, evening Bhagavatam, wonderful 12th Skandha, the conclusion of all the Lakshanas of all Puranas, and then we may start today the Markandeya Charitra. Then in the Dashamaskandham, that Rukmini, Krishna, Vivaha, and then Pradyumna Jananam, all that. Then in Adhyatma Ramayanam, we will see Anjaneya Swami having spoken to Sita. He will be destroying all that. Lanka will be captured and all those things. And an Ashtottara. Let every of these sadhanas be done by us as effectively, efficiently as we can do. All our effort every day is to put our due efforts in doing what we are doing more perfectly, because there is no greater thing to do than understanding the Lord through the study of Shastras. So, anyway, we are doing the best thing. What's remaining is doing this best thing in the best manner. ॐ नमो वाचे याचोदिताय चानुदिता तस्यै वाचे नमो नमो वाचे नमो वाचस्पतये नमऋषिभ्यो मन्त्रकृद्भ्यो मन्त्रपतिभ्यो मां ऋषयो मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतय परादुर्माहमृषेन्मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतेन् परादां वैश्वदेवीं वाचमुद्यासगुं शिवामदस्तां जुष्टां देवेभ्यः शर्म मेद्यौः शर्म पृथिवी शर्म विश्वमिदं जगत् शर्म चन्द्रश्च सूर्यश्च शर्म ब्रह्म प्रजापते भूतं वदिष्ये भुवनं वदिष्ये तेजो वदिष्ये यशो वदिष्ये तपो वदिष्ये ब्रह्म वदिष्ये सत्यं वदिष्ये तस्मा अहमिदमुपस्तरणमुपस्तृण उपस्तरणं मे प्रजायै पशूनां भूयादुपस्तरणमहं प्रजायै पशूनां भूयासं प्राणापानौ मृत्योर्मापातं प्राणापानौ मामाहासिष्ठं मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतेन् देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगं शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तम्म देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरोऽनुमदन्तो ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधा जलधे महितोपनिषत्कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास वैशम्पायनयाज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातु देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगतिद्वारा विश्वशान्तिकल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थं ये भक्ताः साधकाः धर्मिष्ठाः अस्मिन् कार्ये कङ्कणबद्धाः तेषां सर्वेषां सदा सर्वदा समस्तशक्तिसाधना संपदा सानुकूल्यता सिद्धिद्वारा विघ्नशत्रुनिर्मूलनद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये नित्यनिरन्तरविजयप्राप्त्यर्थं श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः श्री आद्यशङ्करभाष्यसमेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ॐ यस्मात् जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्तप्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः चैनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवदो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानंद वल्ली अष्टमोऽनुभागः। ओम भीषास्माद्वातः पवते भीषोदेति सूर्यः भीषास्मादग्निश्चेन्द्रश्च मृत्युर्धावति पञ्चवैदे सैषानन्दस्य मीमांसा भवति युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः ये शतं मानुष आनन्दाः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ये शतं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दाः स एकः पितॄणां चरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं पितॄणां चरलोकलोकानामानन्दाः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दाः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानपयन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवंविद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामति तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Friends, let us salute Parabrahma, Shruti Mata, all Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishimani Guru, especially Vedavyasa Vaishampane Agnivalka and our Adi Shankara Bhagavan. Any Shastra, especially this type of Tattva, Adhyatmika Upanishad Shastras, should be studied fully, exclusively, totally involving in it like a Anushtana and Nishtha, wherein our minds, intellects are in full prayer to the Devatas, Guru Parampara, full respect to the Shruti Mata, and then relentlessly throughout the day till the whole subject is exhaustively, thoroughly understood, we have to fully involve in that Shravanam, Mananam, and Adhyanam. Every word, every sentence, every paragraph, through that every of the idea that is being conveyed to us by the Shruti Mata Rishis, we have to grasp them basically first, undoubtedly intellectually. Then this is the development of thoughts. Thought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we go to the thought 5, we should not forget the first thought. The fifth thought is depending on the first only. In that way, the Purva and Apara awareness we must have. What is said in the beginning and what is the connection of it now. And the beginning, what is said, has definitely the development in the fifth or sixth paragraph. So, in that way, without forgetting what is seen earlier, continuously remembering it and developing in our understanding the connectivity between the entire topic, we should be fully alert and aware of this knowledge only all through the day. Like physics, chemistry also, you have to study thoroughly. But they being not the subject to studies, they can be, forgotten or it can be no problem with it. But it's an adhyatmic jnanam. It is related to us, our own sadhana, our own liberation. Therefore, one has to fully involve. We are not into that mood. Hence, the Rishi Parampara, Guru Parampara Krupa has not fully come on us. But if you take up the study in this way, definitely it will increase. But more than this exercise of coming to class, studying at home, and thoroughly understanding all ideas, more important than this is to be practical in every of this sadhana. Then only the sadhya, the anubhuti, the moksha come. For the sake of that alone, all this is done. So there also there's chance for us to falter in postponing our sadhana or not doing to the required deep intense level because of distraction or giving priority to something else. Actually, in that Gurukula, Shishya once is taught this Upanishad, Guru gives him full chance, morning, evening, Milo, throughout the day, stay in your own kutia, wherever, go on contemplating on this truth till it is completely understood and even experienced. You and I have not yet come to that level. If we can really mean it, we should pray to God, put our efforts also to enter into that mood of exclusively studying every word, sentence, para of Upanishad to grasp its essence and connectivity and sadhana and experience. So wonderful, so divine is this development of the subject, the guidance given therein, in theoretically revealing to us the truth, so too the practical things that have to be done so that the truth is realized as our own experience, our own self. So as we progress in our study, the understanding about the substratum, the truth, the Brahman, the existence should become clear and pakka. So too, it should inspire us more and more to involve into those thoughts wherein, those sadhanas wherein we withdraw from the entire external and internal worlds and go deep into the experience. If this is happening means what? From many lives we are doing, all Guru Devata Parampara Krupa is there on us and we don't have that many obligations or the bondages or vasanas. If we are not able to do means what? Either our prayers to Guru God is less, or our effort to study Upanishads is less, or our vasanas are lot, and we still have lot of value, importance, reality given to the world and its indulgences. So, having very clearly understood both pictures, what exactly we have to do staying wherever we are, that if we can get clarity and do those things, there is a chance for our true internal development in the maturity of understanding the subject and joy of putting the efforts in trying to reach out to it. And who knows, the glimpses of that anubhuti in the silent chambers of the heart we may have of, okay, this is what is the self. This is what is the meaning of Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is the meaning of Sadvastu. We can get it. So maybe all try only and only for that, no other thing. Now we are into the Ashtama Anuvaka, last but one of the Brahmananda Valli of Taittiriya Upanishad of Taittiriya Shaka of Krishna Yajurveda. In this Ashtama Anuvaka, beautiful is the topic, very exhaustive. First one, it is because of Bhagavan's Bhiti, all are functional, therefore that Parabrahma, that Sadvastu is very much there. Thereafter, Ananda Meemamsa is done. In that Ananda Meemamsa, from the Manushya up to the Brahmadeva Ananda are told. These stages are reached through various Yajnayaga. Along with the Yajnayaga and Upasana, the other way of reaching to these stages of experience wherever we are without going there is these three most crucial sadhanas. If these three are understood, our study of Upanishad is fruitful. Everything is understood, but these three are not understood, accepted, then we have missed the main important thing. And that is the Shrotriyatva, the Avrujinatva, the Akamahatatva are these sadhanas to be done by us consciously so that all the obstacles which are blocking us from our own experience of the Brahman or Sadvastu, they are removed or eliminated. So all that one has been seen. Thereafter, we have started Meemamsa Phalam Upasamhriyate. Then one or two things which are to be remembered every day through the Bhashya Adhyanam is what? Ki Saha Eshaha Anandaha Yasya Matraha Samudrambasah Iva Viprushaha Pravibhaktaha Yatra Ekatam Gataha Saha Eshaha Paramanandaha Swabhavikaha Advaitatvat Ananda Anandinoho Cha Avibhagaha Atra. So that Brahma Deva Ananda, which is 100 times multiplied, finally 100 times more than the Prajapati Ananda. Saha, that is, Saha Esha Ananda Yasya Matraha. All these Anandas are only the Matra of Parabrahma Ananda. Samudrambasa Iva Vipurushaha Pravibhaktaha. When the waters in the ocean lash it, the boulders or whatever, you can see, the big chunk of water, the small waters, little smaller, and maybe a ripple or even a drop. That the drop ananda can be Manushya ananda. Little more water flashed can be the Deva Gandharva Ityadi ananda. Then the big wave hitting the boulder can be the Brahma Deva ananda. But all of them are only that one small compared to the oceanic ananda of the Parabrahma Paramatma ananda. This is the first thing we have to understand about the glory of the Parabrahma Ananda compared to even Brahmadeva Ananda. So Samudra Iva Viplushaha. What an important thing, is it not? Viplushaha. Second one. Then Ravi Bhakta Yatra Ekatam Gataha. And then just like in the Brahmadeva Ananda, all Anandas are included. So too in the Parabrahma Paramatma Ananda, Sad Brahma Ananda, including Brahmadeva Ananda, all are included. So Yavan Artha Udapane Sarvataha Sampluta Udake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanataha. The Gita, second chapter. Then beautiful it is. Udapane Yavan Arthaha. In the well in the house, whatever the Artha Prayojana is there. Yavan Artha Udapane, variety of utilities. Sarvatah Sampluta Udake, all those needs are fulfilled also in that the river which is Sarvatah Sampluta Udaka. All the water so full, the river flowing. So all the artha, the prayojana which we get with the waters in the well are gained by the waters in the bigger store of water called as river. And whatever the many other benefits that are there in the river are not gained in the well in our house. If this is example clearly understood. Second line is same. Tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. So all in Vedas, whatever variety of yajna upasanas are told, with that whatever the lokas, bhogas are promised, through that whatever ananda is said, all of that put together, तावान सर्वेषु वेदेषु सर्व वेदों में जो भी आनंद है वो सब ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः. The one who discovers himself to be one with the Brahma Tattva Sachidananda, his Ananda is like that of all these Anandas put together. And much more. The much more Ananda of Brahma Ananda compared to the others is these three things. First one is all those Anandas are included in Brahmananda. That is its glory speciality. Second one is what? Ki yatra ekatam gataha. All of them submerge in the Brahmadeva because they are Brahma, because from him only they have all come. Then Saha Eshaha Parama Anandaha. It is the supreme most bliss beyond behind which there is nothing. Third one is it is Swabhavikaha. This is the main topic with which it is started. This Brahma Ananda is Swabhavika Ananda. It is not like the Vishayi Ananda. The two things, Sat Brahma or Brahma Ananda. When these two are used, Sat Brahma doesn't mean Brahman is Sat. Brahman is existing as an object. No, Sat Brahma is Brahman himself is Sat. So to Ananda Brahma is not there is somebody who is Brahman who is gaining the Ananda. No, Brahman himself is Ananda. That is what is said in the fourth point. Advaitattvatu. And this being one without second, this Brahman, this substratum of everything, ki Ananda Anandinoho Avibhaga Atra. There is no Vibhaga. Avibhaga hai. There is no differentiation between Ananda Anandinaha. Anandin is the experiencer. Ananda is experiencer. So the experiencer experience these two differentiation are not there because this experience is not about an experience the outer object. When there is an object of experience is something other than me, then the triputi of anubhavta, anubhava, anubhavastu, that can be there. But this being one Brahman, which is one without second, lack of there is no experience duh. Therefore, there is no differentiation of the experiencer experiencer. This means what? Brahma eva ananda. That we have to catch. Having done all this, then the Meemamsa Phalam Upasamhriyate. We have started this discussion. कि this Ananda Meemamsa का फल क्या है? Okay. Here, the reminder of what we have studied so far, which has to be every day deeply done. What it is, यह गुहायाम निहितः परमे व्योम्नि आकाशादि कार्यम सृष्ट्वा अन्नमयांतम तदेव अनुप्रविष्टः सः. So the next mantra after the Ananda Mimamsa is Sayaschayam Purushe Yascha Savadhitye Saya Ekaha Sa Ekaha. This is one thing which is the essence of all the Vedanta Shastra, all the culmination of our studies. Sayaschayam Purushe Yascha Savadhitye Sa Ekaha. Thereafter Saya Evam Vidu. अस्माद् लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानम् उपसंक्रामति इत्यादि are the tests whether he has reached that Brahma anubhuti or not. So here saha yah cha ayam purushe yah cha asau aditye saha ekaha. That who is there in this me the Purusha, the one who is there in the Aditya, they are not two, it is one only. So who is that one who is there in the Aditya there? Who is the one who is there in me also? He is this one, which is being described by Shruti Mata through all these mantras, and we were expected to reach to that in the recesses of our own heart, as our own self. What it is? Ki yaha guhayam nihitaha parame vyomni. That absolute truth or reality or Satyam Jnanavanantam Brahma, who is hidden in the Hrudaya Guha, in that Hrudaya Guha Akasha. Hrudaya Akash में जो है, Listen carefully. Then Akashadi Karyam Srishtva, the one who has become the cause and created the Karya of Akashadi, Kathak, Annamayantam. Then Tad Eva Anupravishtaha, and the one who has entered the world, who has created, which he himself has created. So here each of them sentences appear to be very familiar to us with the meaning, but then have you truly understood the meaning of them? Why the Guru here is referring all of them? So Yoveda Nihitam Guhayam is not a physical Guha where he is there, not even a subtle Guha. Here Guha is the Triputi itself, which we studied. Therefore, the dissolution of the Triputi is the realization of the Brahman there. This way, who has known it and who has reached it. About that person he said, having realized it, he discovers that self discovered in him, and the same thing is there in the Surya also. That is the meaning of this sentence. So, yaha sau hridayakashe parame vyomni. Yo guhayam nihitaha parame vyomni. So, to what is he? Akashadi karyam sruštva annamayantam. So, when we have studied it, tasmadvai tasmadatmanah akashah sambhutah. So, when this is said, we have to refer. This is in the first anuvakam. But to understand it, what was said in the sixth anuvaka, we have to remember. So, kamayata bahusyam praja yeyeti sadabodapyata satapastaptva idagam sarvam asrujatha. This is the elaboration of tasmadva etasmad atmana akasha sambhuta ityadi. So the one who has this way understood intellectually and discovered that Brahman in this way who has manifested out of himself the akasha say annamaya, or here also so kamayatah bahusyam prajayaya. Two. So the third one is one tadeva anupravishatu. So he himself entered there. What is the entry of Paramatma? We have seen the whole thing, if we have to understand, is what? It is he only, one without second, Parabrahma Paramatma, himself through himself only appeared as Akashadi Annamaya Anta. He himself appeared of all of them. Then he himself enlivening them, manifesting himself only through everything. But if he has to manifest through them, he should be inside. Therefore, to say so, the word Tadevanu Pravishatu is said. So, Bhagavan made the world, Bhagavan manifested through the world, and through manifesting through the world, Bhagavan himself entered into the world. And what is his manifestation? The millions of variety of the Rupanama. So the entire variety of Rupanama is him only. There is nothing other than him. So that way he himself is manifesting. And the entry is entry without entry. For manifesting, he has to enter. Therefore, to prove that manifestation or to make the manifestation understood without doubt, the Tadeva Anupravishata Shabda is used. The Anupravesha Bhagwan is only to give the reason for the manifestation of him. And at that time of studying, what is the meaning of Anupravesha? Anupravesha was so beautifully discussed that the Bhagwan's availability for us is called as his Anupravesha. He entered into Annamaya. And when we recognize Annamaya as Brahma, then that purpose of saying Bhagwan entered Annamaya is fulfilled. In the same way, Prana Mano Vijnana, Guha. He is always everywhere there. But for our recognition, he is available. That is called his entry. And he himself is expressing as the whole world. That is his manifestation. So he is the creator, he is the enterer, and he is the manifester. Then if he himself is all these three, then what is there anything other than him? That is what we are saying. There's nothing other than him. If there's nothing other than him, how can there be any type of relativity leading to any type of mental aberrations like the Kamadi Vikara? No chance. That is what is realization, we are saying. There is no logic, there is no chance for the mana to exist in the mana. Variety of sankalpa becoming as desire to exist, and for fulfilling the desire, doing this or that, and consequently entering into variety of deha. All of them are uncalled for, not required, not existing in the pure Brahman if he is understood in this manner. So the whole thought so far what is studied, Brahmavid apnoti param. So Brahma is already there everywhere, but that Brahma Jnana is not there to us. Therefore, as a Jiva with body, we are suffering. By all chances or means which are given in this Upanishad, if somebody becomes Brahmavid, and Brahma Vedanam, Brahma Prapti, we have already discussed in the initial days, then that Brahma Veda apnoti param. He will achieve ultimate, then there is no limitation in him, there is nothing lacking in him. Therefore, the mind, intellect, their functions, all of them are only to the create desires, to fulfill desires. None of them are there. He is in the Shanta Mukta sthiti. Who has discovered Brahman? Then we started studying what is the Lakshana of the Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma with Apnoti Param. सत्य ज्ञान अनंत लक्षण वाला ब्रह्म को जो जानता है अपने आप के रूप में, he achieves the param. Then we are told about place of attainment is guhayam nihitam. Then to reach to that guha, we were told about the systematic development of thought of the panchakosha. Then to substantiate all that, we are told this Brahma Ananda is infinite compared to even Brahmadeva's Ananda, which is the highest topmost in the what you can growing Ananda, hundredfold growing Ananda. So in this way, every topic that is said is so connected to each other. The one who digests without missing any one of them, and accordingly only he is what do you say on the seat of meditation, transcending from his deha tadatmya and reached up to his aham brahmasmi tadatmya. That is the meaning. Aha, saha yaha cha ayam purushe. It has to happen to us, not intellectually feeling it or intellectually understanding. That is not enough. So, though theory we are studying, Brahman is one, he is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, he is in the gufa of the heart, then he is beyond Panchakosha, so go beyond. So, all that though we are studying, along with the study, we should travel. When we travel, really it happens in us only, in that we discover that Brahman to be ourselves. Finally, Brahma मैं हूँ, ये discovery में ही मोक्ष है, not in anything else. Clear? Now, saha yaha cha ayam purushe. That is the mantra we are going to study now. Before that, akashadi karyam sruštva annamayantam tadeva anupravishtaha. So, having manifested as Akasha se lekar Annamaya tak, he himself entered into it, let us say, as Anena Jivena, though it was denied there. Then he only expressing as the million types of individualities. How many Jiva Rupa mein? That's what in Mundaka Upanishad, then second Mundaka first Khanda, the first mantra. तदेतत् सत्यं यथा सुदीप्तात् भावकात् विस्फुलिङ्गाः सहस्रशः प्रभवन्ते स्वरूपाः तथा अक्षरात् विविधाः सौम्य भावाः प्रजायन्ते तत्र चैव अभियन्ति. See, the vividaha so bhavaha prajayante tatra chaiva apiyante. So the so many of the waves and water slashings on the boulders happen, and they all go back into him only again. So many whisperingers come and go back into him. So many of the Jiva Rashi starting from the Brahmadeva up to unicellular organisms, they all manifest from him and go back to him. And who are they who are manifesting? Only he himself is manifesting in those forms. That's what the limitation of language. The moment little we to explain go away from the words, suddenly the misunderstanding comes. So the Lord himself entered into the whole world created by him. He alone is expressing as See, expressing as the Brahma Deva, the Indra Deva, the Prajapatis, the Karma Deva, Ajana Jana Deva, and Manushya Gandharva, Deva Gandharva, and Manushya, and all Pashu Pakshi. When this way the Guru is telling us what happens in the mind, all these Brahma Deva onwards, all other Devatas, etc., are real, are independent, are existing, are apart from Paramatma. This type of a notion comes when we listen to the words this way. And there's no other way than this way to tell. What Guru wanted to say is in the form of all of them, one Brahman only expressing. But that one Brahman is forgotten. The expressions of various forms start gathering importance in our mind. This is the illusion. Thereafter, the reality which is manifesting in these forms is forgotten. These forms become important. Then in them the Taratamya is seen. Then all the inner Raga Dvesha Adi, for no reason they are born. Therefore, by this sentence of Tat Sushtva Tadeva Anubhravishat, by this sentence, what we have to achieve is our attention on the Brahman, not on the world in the form of which he is meant expressing. See, our attention is already in the multiplicity. That's why you are suffering. So, the purpose of Shruti Mata explaining that everyone has come from the Brahman is to shift our attention to that Ekameva Advayam Brahman, not again to shift our attention, which is already there, into multiplicity. Multiplicity we are seeing. What is there is one Brahman. From our seeing Drishti of multiplicity, to show us the one Brahman is the purpose of Shruti Mata. And if that is not properly caught by us, with our earlier notions of seeing the multiplicity, we put our drishti on that only. At the most, what additional information we add, it is all Sushti has come from Brahman. This all Sushti has come from Brahman. That intellectual knowledge is added. More than that, neither the world is transcended nor the Brahman is experienced. Whereas the purpose of entire Shastra is to give us moksha. The moksha can be only when I experience myself as Brahman, and that can be achieved only when I transcend all the expressions of Brahman. But in the discussion, in the contemplation, there's always the tendency, the Maya. Still, we accept the presence of all of them before experiencing the truth. After experiencing the Brahmana reality, everything again is his own expression. That is there. That's how the whole world in front. The whole world is in front of us is nothing but the Brahman expression only. So Brahman can express all that. The problem with us is not that one. The problem with us is we by identifying with one Upadhi set created by the entire Brahman among millions of things, we separate, isolate ourselves from the other beings in the world, from the total world, as well as from the Parabrahman. This is where the operation has to be done. So through that operation, what's done? In the Hridaya Akasha Sthita, Brahman is discovered. Remember, Brahman discovery is not like a mine is discovered of the gold or uranium, etc. Brahman is discovered whenever it is said. Even though the sentence uttered is not complete, we have to add the words and get completed the sentence. What is that? Brahman is discovered means discovered as myself. If that myself is not come, we are not at all in spirituality. हमेशा क्या होता है ना, ऐसे पद जब यूज करते हैं, पूरा सेंटेंस एज नहीं करते हैं, ऐड कैजुअली बताते हैं, तो हमको लगता है हाँ, लाइक आई हैव डिस्कवर्ड दैट मैच बॉक्स इन द किचन, और आई हैव डिस्कवर्ड दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग देयर, सो इन दैट वे आई हैव डिस्कवर्ड ब्रह्मन इन द हृदय आकाश. ऐसा नोशन बनता है. नो, हियर द ब्रह्मन वाज कवर्ड इन द इग्नोरेंस एज अदर देन मी. ही इज डिस्कवर्ड मींस ही इज डिस्कवर्ड एज माई सेल्फ. दैट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. So here, sayaschayam purushe yascha savaditye saya ekaha sa ekaha saya evam vito sa ekaha. यहाँ तक देखते हैं. Saya evam vito asmad lokat prete is a totally different big topic. So here we have seen yesterday who is there in this purusha, me, and who is there in the aditya. They are not two. This is not theory. Again, सुन लिए स्वामी जी और आगे बढ़ो. Not that way. There is nothing to बढ़ो आगे beyond this. This alone has to be million times studied, contemplated, meditated, and realized. If this happens in us, then our study is becoming perfect. And what is the perfection here? That which is there in me as substratum, that which is there in the Aditya as substratum is one. They were on one substratum, Satyam Jnanavantam Brahma. At one place, the Aditya is expressing. Means what? In the form of Aditya, through that Aditya Upadi, that Brahman only is experiencing. And through me, this particular Panchakosha, he alone is expressing. Then the Aditya, as we said yesterday, he is the indication thereof Samishti. And then Ayam Purusha is Vyashti. So too, the Aditya is indication therefore the Ishvara. Here Ayam Purusha is indicator for all the jivas, not only me now. Now no more I am an isolated jiva. So too the Aditya means the Samashti. Karana. He is called as the Karana, the cause. Then this Ayam Purusha is called as Karya. So the Karana, the Karya. The Samashti, the Vyashti. The Ishvara, the Jiva. In these two forms, who is expressing through different upadhi is one Brahman only. That Brahman I am. That I have to experience. Experience of the Brahman is the experience in which I am no more the Panchakoshas. Here, only these Panchakoshas. The same experience of Brahman should make me experience I am that Aditya. Is it not? Because for the Aditya also substratum is Brahman. When these two extremes are done, then what about the things which are in between? The in between things, all of them also are me only. So therefore, there are the four steps. One is one Atma Jnanam. Okay, Sarupa Atma. Second is Brahma Jnanam or Atmanubhuti. Then we can say the Brahmanubhuti. Then the third one is Brahma Atma Eka Bodha. Fourth one is what? Ki Sarvatmya Bhava. Atmanubhuti is I am the beyond Panchakoshas. Brahmanubhuti is the Brahman beyond the world of names and forms. Brahmatma Bodha is that Brahman who is beyond the names and forms of the Samashti, and I, the Vyashti, the Atma, they are one without second. Now, these alone are there expressing as everything in this universe. It's called Sarvatmya Bhava. So, expression is going on of the universe, but not denting like it was under the influence of ignorance earlier. Now we got not only the knowledge, but through meditation, we touched that core, that self, the reality, the truth, the Brahman. Therefore, everything is as if seen outside through Padhi, but without missing the substratum Brahman experience. Like we wear the ornaments, but we know it is gold. That is why ornament miss होता है तो हमको डर लगता है नहीं दिखता है तो because we know basically it is gold but when we know another ornament is not gold वाला rolled gold है तो वो चला गया मानो तो we just feel little only bad because we know it's not gold बस उसका outer कीमत था वो भी चला गया कोई वांदा नहीं not costly so as everyone अब व्यवहार ऐसे करते हैं about everything we know heart in heart the basic thing in the same way knowing I am the Brahman, then every expression is his only. As an Ishvara, as Karana, here as the Jiva, the Karya, the Vyashti is expressing. Not only me, every expression is again, whatever we see, is that Brahman alone. So the Vyavahara is going on, Upadhis are perceiving the differences, but never ever the earlier notion of strong differentiation between seemingly differently seen things, in and through that, what he recognizes is one Parabrahma. That's what Atmaupamena Sarvatra Samam Pashyati or Yasmin Sarvani Bhutani Atmaiva Bhut Vijanataha or Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Atmanyevanu Pashyati. See, the presence of Sarvani Bhutani is not problem. The Sarvani Bhutani taken to be other than Brahma, and we take ourselves also to be other than Brahma. That notion, that ignorance, that delusion is a problem. And that will continue as long as we remain only theoretically knowledgeable. Only when this theoretical knowledge on the seat of meditation is realized experientially, when we touch that Satyam Jnanavantam Brahma ourselves, then all this theoretical knowledge that everything is Brahman, that is experienced. Thereafter, is there anything other than me, apart from me? No. When there is nothing other apart, how can there be samsara? That is called as Advaitam. That's called as Abhayam. Abhayam Shantam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtam Manyante Sa Atma Savigneya. What is said in Mandukya? What is said here? Abhayam Pradishnam Vindate. Whichever the Upanishad, maybe little the here and there words are differently used. What all of them mean is one only. So here, what is the conclusion? The process indicated in Taittiriya Upanishad in second Valli Brahmananda of both intellectual understanding and traveling through that intellectual understanding and reaching to that experience of Aham Brahmasmi, in which that self in me and self in Aditya are one. The entire universe of multiplicity is one Parabrahma only, expressing through the so-called Upadhis. This systematic experience is to be gained. That is the purpose. That is the meaning of Sayaschayam Purushe Yahachasau Aditye Saha Ekaha. Thereafter, whether it is an ant, whether it is an elephant, whether it is a wound, whether it is any of the thing and being, Jadaho, Chetanaho, Charaho, Acharaho, Chotaho, Badaho, in and through all he only. One truth alone. But this is not theory, mind you. This is an experience. Then only we get liberation, not with theory. So, sayaschayam saha yaha iti nirdishyate. Kaha asau ayam purushe. Yaha cha asau aditye. Yaha paramanandaha srotriya pratyakshaha nirdishtaha. Yasya ekadesham brahma adini bhutani sukharhani upajivanti. Saha yaha cha असौ आदित्ये इति निर्दिश्यते सः एकः. See that? सः एकः निर्दिश्यते. So what nirdesha was done earlier? Ki, who is called as Paramanandaha, who is called as Shrotriya Pratyakshaha, who is called as, in whom all the Brahma Deva Adi all have find them, all are finding him as support for their small little Sukhasu. He himself is that Parabrahma. Same one is in Aditya. So the Brahman in me, that Brahman in whom all Brahmadi Devatas find their happinesses, who is called as Parama Ananda Lakshana. What is the difference between the Brahmadevadi Ananda and Parabrahma's Paramananda? The Brahmadevadi Ananda is, please remember, Upadi Kruta Ananda and Vishaya Vishayi Ananda. Parabrahma Ananda is Nirupadika Ananda, Swabhavika Ananda, Advaita Ananda, Swarupa Ananda, Advaita Ananda, Vishaya Vishayi Sambandha Rahita Ananda. So then asam aditi nirdishyate saha ekaha. Finally, that ekameva advayam brahma has to be undoubtedly deeply experienced in spite of all multiplicity seen. Example given is bhinna deshastha ghatastha akashadivat bhinna pradeshastha ghata akasha ekatvavat. भिन्न प्रदेश घट भिन्न प्रदेशस्थ भिन्न प्रदेशस्थ घट घट आकाश आकाश एकत्ववत्. So 100 parts are there, different places they are kept. So भिन्न pradeshastha ghata, and in the ghata the akasha. Be focused, please careful about this example. So different places are the parts put, and in each of the different places put apart, there are different spaces. Okay, different spaces perceived because of the shape of the pot. But are these spaces actually different? Are they differently placed, differently sized, and separate from the samashti akasha any moment, any time, for any reason? Other than our focus is on the walls of pots. Is it not? हमारे दृष्टि जब उस घड़ों के दीवारों पे है, तब जाकर के इतने स्पेसेस की बात होती है. This is whose our mistake it is. Through seeing that undivided space through the walls of the pot and calling them divided is our ignorance. But from that side, the space has never become into so many parts. so many shapes, so many sizes. Has it ever become? Can it become to its subtlety? आकाश के सूक्ष्मता के दृष्टि से देखा जाए कि आकाश को तोड़ सकते हैं क्या, छोटा बड़ा कर सकते हैं क्या, बांध सकते हैं क्या, किसी कंडीशन में ला सकते हैं क्या? Nothing. It is whether it is one, whether it is in 2000 parts, 100 parts, nothing happened to Akasha. He is ever one without second. Now translate that examples to the entire names and forms that we can perceive in the अंतःकरण. अब एक बार सूर्य को, चंद्र को, नक्षत्रों को, देवताओं को, गंधर्वों को, मनुष्यों को, पशु पक्षी, एक बार bring all of them in the mind just for exercise sake. Now apply what is said here. So many, these are all different pots. Surya pot, Chandra pot, all Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara pots, Indra pot, Gandharva pot, Manushya pot. Okay, these are all pots. उसमें all स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण तीनों देहों को ले लो. And the space inside is the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. He alone is there as Antaratma, Antaryami, and supporting all of them. Like the space is there to support the pot. अगर space ही नहीं होता pot कहाँ बनेगा, कहाँ रुकेगा, है ना? अंतर बही, inside also the space, बही outside also space. Because the presence of space only, there's meaning to that pot. In the same way, it is a Parabrahma Paramatma because of whom all Upadhis are there, and through the Upadhis he alone is expressing as isolated individuals, unrelated to each other, and yet while all that is happening, he, the undifferentiated, never losing, pure Parabrahma is very much there in all of them, never disappearing. You know, just go to that pot maker shop for 1 month every day. Look at that pots and look at the pot space. बस उसको 5 रुपए दे के आना daily. Get the example very clear. Then apply same thing. Just stand on the road. Look at everyone. Everyone is moving. You know, they have their sharira, stula, sukshma, karana. But in the form of all of that, who is expressing? One Parabrahma. Okay, then all of that is truly done and experienced first. When we discover Sayaschayam Purushe, then Brahman in our own Hridaya Akash. Then only this Sarvatma Bhav ke liye everywhere we can see him. So, sa ekaha bhinna pradeshastha ghata akasha ekattvatu. So, different places put akash, parts mein, there's only one space. In the same way, whether you take a one singular unit of any one ekakana jivi, or whether you take the Brahma Deva, all are him only, not his expressions, he alone. This he alone is called as the ultimate Sarvatma. Now, what's our position among that Bhagavan's expressions? So many, one particular expression through this Panchamaha Kosha, we are identified with only it out of delusion. And that thing we made a practice and a habit to such an extent that neither we are imagining that some other truth other than this is there, nor we are ready to give up this wrong notion created, wrong identity. This is called as problem. This is a shell. This is was to be broken. इस शेल को ही ब्रेक करना है आपको. दिस इज कॉल्ड वेदांत, दिस इज कॉल्ड स्पिरिचुअलिटी. इट्स ऑल नोशन. I am only expressing through this body, and I am this body. I am nothing to do with other beings, sir. I am nothing to do with the totality. These all are notions. From the Upadhi standpoint also, Upadhis are not different. Is it not? Everybody's Upadhis are made with the same material, no? From the Tattva standpoint also, there is no difference. One Parabrahma only is there. Not knowing this, we get isolated and separate other things. We create samsara. All of them are in the ignorance. The ignorance of one substratum, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. And he is to discover in Yovedanitam Guhayam. Okay, now this thing we have discussed yesterday. कि ननु तन्निर्देशे सयश्चायं पुरुषे अविशेषतः अध्यात्मं न युक्तः निर्देशः यश्चायं दक्षिणे अक्षन् इति तु युक्तः प्रसिद्धत्वात्. So the Sayastayam Purusha should refer to the Jiva who expresses through Dakshinaksha during waking plane. Bhagwan has answered it by saying, शंकराचार्य सिद्धांति भैया द टॉपिक परब्रह्म का चल रहा है, सडनली तुम जीव को कहां से लाते हो? डोंट डू द प्रस्तुत प्रसंगम. Therefore, the word used as I am Purushe, but don't refer. No, see, Bhagavan Adi Shankara, sorry friends, brings the quotations from various Upanishads to substantiate his point. Okay? The Purva Pakshi also want to do the same thing. He is getting some quotation to substantiate his point. But the problem is what? He is not like Shankara Bhagavan, that to the truth, reality, correct, complete knowledge, that he is giving quotation. This fellow is giving quotation for the ignorance. Quotation is correct there. What is the quotation? There in the Varadaranyaka Purusha Upanishad, it is said, कि Jiva in the waking plane is in the Dakshine Akshini. So I am Purusha, Dakshine Akshini Sthidaha. That is their sentence. Right? He says, Yacha I am Dakshine Akshan iti. Quotation is right, but for a wrong place. Why wrong? Yes, there it is said about the Dakshinaksha is Purusha is Jiva. But here the Prasanga is not Jiva, no? We are discussing about Brahman. तो जब ब्रह्म तत्व के बारे में जब हम बात करें और उसमें एक सेंटेंस आया सयश्चयम पुरुषे, then you quote a Jiva's example and say what he said is wrong here. By quoting a wrong example at a wrong place, the right discussion or the arrival of the right knowledge, you want to deny. What a pagal you are. So this is how भगवान शंकर उनको घास खिलाते हैं. So न पराधिकारात परो हि आत्मा अत्र अधिकृतः. We already seen yesterday कि here the Paratma is discussed. What? How do you say? अरे भाई अदृश्य अनात्मे अनिरुक्ते अनिलयने. Are they about Jiva or Brahman? You only tell. जीव अदृश्य बोलो तो भी नहीं जाता हो, बेकार बेचारा खड़ा है सामने वो. ही इज द देहा ओनली. हाउ कैन यू से अनात्मा? अनिलयन क्या? देखो घर का नंबर लगा है, यहाँ कुत्ते रहते हैं. सो अनिलयन ही हैज गॉट हिज प्लेस टू से. अनिरुक्ते द होल वर्ल्ड इज टॉकिंग अबाउट हिज नॉनसेंस. जीव, these are not for Jiva, it is for Parabrahman. So too the second one, Bhishasmad Vata Pavate. है ना? Is it because of him the Vayu is afraid, etc. Surya. He is afraid of them to खड़े हो जाओ तूफान में. गर्मी में दोपहर में खड़े हो जाओ. He runs out of fear of all. Is it? It is running out of fear of the Yamaraj to every place, every doctor, every hospital, every ICU. How can this prasanga is of Jiva? When it is talked about Bhishasmad, it's only fit to Parabrahma. And also, Sa Esha Anandasya Meemamsa. You know, the Anandasya Meemamsa is of Parabrahma, not the Jiva, the miserable fellow. Is running for Ananda miserably 24 hours. Is it not? Therefore, nahi akasmat aprakrita yukta nirdeshto. Beda thora sambal ke raho. In a wrong place, don't bring a wrong quotation and confuse yourself and everybody. Okay, then Parama Atma Vijnanam cha Vivakshitam. And the whole topic of Upanishad is to talk about Paramatma. Vaktum Icha is of Paramatma. What you are bringing, anyway, you is suffering. Who says, अब जीव कह रहा बोलना क्या? It's in everybody's experience. That which is everybody's experience. To teach that the Upanishad has not come. Lastly, Tasmat Para eva nirdeshyate sa ekah. Therefore, by saying sa ekah, it is not talking about Dakshina Akshini Jiva, it is about Parabrahma eva. Para means Paramatma eva nirdeshyate. हो गया. Now, nanu Anandasya Meemamsa Prakruta. So Ananda ka gradation is told, and in comparison, the Parabrahma Paramatma Ananda also told. Paramatma Ananda is like Samudra, all Anandas are like Viprushas. Now, Tasyaha api phalam upasamhartavyam. The phala also of that Brahman has to be upasamhartavyam. Then, Abhinnaha Swabhavika Ananda Paramatma eva. So, what is Paramatma's Ananda? Abhinnaha, one without second. Swabhavika, it is from within, not from Vishay Vishay Sambandha. Then Swabhavika Ananda Paramatma eva. And in him, there is no Vishay Vishay Sambandha Janita iti. So, he is just as if becoming smart to say what Guru said. ये तो होना चाहिए conclusion. Guru Maharaj कहते बेटा ये तो हम कह रहे हैं. As I told yesterday, to patch up with the Guru, he just says what you say is right. In that way, this is the paragraph. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wonderful thought, this one. Just one only. Nano, tad anurupaha eva ayam nirdeshaha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, you have agreed to what is being discussed so far. This is how the nirdesha is done finally. Ki sahayaha cha ayam purushe. That Parabrahma who is there in the Purusha, discovered by the Jiva, who was earlier identifying the Panchakosha, thinking himself to be the Jiva, transcended the Panchakosha, and he found his identity with that Brahman. Saha yacha ayam Purushe, yacha sa Aditya. In that Aditya, saha ekaha, it is one only. Iti bhinna adhikaranastha vishesha upamardena. So bhinna is different. Adhikarana is supports. विशेष अधिकरणस्थ means inside, vishesha is separation, upamardhanena means what? By removing the differences seen because of the different adhikaranas called as upadhis. By removing that, the eka parabrahma tattva is being spoken here. So drushti, if it is on upadhi, then one brahma you are taking as many jivas. It's all because of drushti. But are the jivas are there or not? Absolutely no, they are not. Relatively for Vyavahara, yeah. But in the Vyavahara also, they are never separate from Parabrahma. In the Vyavahar ke time bhi, the jiva is never ever separate from Parabrahma. Parabrahma through Ekadesha Upadhi is expressing as jiva. In any case, the Parabrahman alone is real. Jiva is root mein Parabrahma mein hi hai. There is nobody or nothing other than that supreme reality. This is what we have to intellectually understand, and this is what we experience. That is called Ekameva Advayam Brahma experience. And that Brahman aham asmi experience. Therefore, there is nothing other than me. Therefore, there is no need of any samsara. Like our own body. So many parts are there, but is there any part other than me? So we have oneness with our entire body. With regard to our body, we have Sarvatmya Bhav. Though each part is different, its functioning is different, name is different. But we have Sarvatma. Means the toe of the leg right, toe of the leg left, then the thumb of the right hand, right left hand. Every one of them is me only there, Sarvatmya Bhava. But this we are able to do with our body. Can we do the same in the whole world? Yes. When this Sarvatma Bhava with this body is to me when I said, of whom? Of this Jiva. Jiva owning and identifying with this body alone, be attentive. He is finding his Sarvatma Bhava with the entire expression of the body, everything. But when we go beyond this Jiva isolated Bhava and enter into the Brahma Anubhava, from the Brahma Anubhava, experience is same. The whole universe will be there, yet none of them are apart from me other than me. It's called Sarvatma Bhava. Surya, Chandra, Graha, Nakshatra, all are me only. See that Vivek Chudamani, Narayanoham, Narakantakoham, Purantakoham, Purushoham, Isha. So to Hiranmayoham, Shivarupamasmi in Kaivalya Upanishad. So Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Sokshara, Paramaswaradu. Brahma, Indra, Akshara, everyone is that Brahman. And that Brahman is me. Therefore, I am everything. It's the realization, experience, not intellectual knowledge and boasting and becoming arrogant. That's stupidity. On the seat of Dhyanam, this is how it has to be experienced. Okay. Yacha Aditya Sahayakaiti Bhinna Adhikaranasta Vishesha Humardena. Now, very important discussion, little crucial it is, little subtler also. I hope we will be able to discuss it. We will be able to understand. Purvapakshi asks again, having been satisfied there regarding that it is not the Dakshinakshini Jiva, it is Parabrahman only, and yeah, that Parabrahman who is in this Upadhi and that Upadhi is one only. The difference in the Ghata Upadhi example and the Brahma example is anything we do, the there is difference between the Ghata and Akasha. But in the Parabrahma Vishaya, all the Upadhis also are out of him only. Because all Upadhis are finally made from Akasha. है कि नहीं? आकाश से, वायु से, अग्नि से, जल से, पृथ्वी से सारे उपाधियां बने. Where from Akasha made? It is from Parabrahma only. Therefore, उपाधि भी परब्रह्म है. उपाधि में expressed individual isolated being भी वही परब्रह्म है. And there is still Parabrahma which is untouched by all of them. So, by recognizing our identity with that untouched Parabrahma, expressed through those upadhi as that individual, fulfilling whatever the duty that is to be done through that upadhi, this is called as Jivan Mukti. So, every of the devatas, rishis, they are in this stage, like Indra. So Indra knows he is doing a work of Indra outside. He knows Indra, that position is a upadhi. And Indra does his work only, he doesn't do others' work. Therefore, he has his own secluded, isolated job. But you ask Indra, what's your relation with Parabrahma? He says, I am Parabrahma. Therefore, he as a Parabrahman himself within substantiated as Indra is working. And when he sees Yama, Varuna, Vayu, Kubera, he will see Yama, Varuna, Vayu, Kubera. And in the meeting of all of them, what is to be done, discussed, he does it outside in Vyavahar. But he knows that which is there in him alone is there in all of them. So that substratum standpoint say, we are not two, we are one. All of them also, the Varuna, Vayu, Kubera. When they are in the meeting, outside Vyavahara is the ask them inside. Inside they say there is only one Brahman, that is me. Crucial thoughts. Try to catch them. Question is, Nanu evamapi aditya vishesha grahanam anarthakam. But why aditya ka vishesh roop se le rahe ho? Is it not biasness, that special importance you are giving to Aditya? You could have taken anybody else also as an example. Sayashayam Purushe Yasha Aso Aditya. Why have you taken up the Aditya? Anarthakam hai na? Now Maharaj says answer, na anarthakam. Na anarthakam. This is now very important discussion. No, the example taken here of our Surya is befitting. It is not wrong. Why? Ki utkarsha apakarsha apoha arthatvat. Because utkarsha, growth, apakarsha, decay, apohartatvat. We want to reach to that Brahma Anandam in which the utkarsha, the growth, in which the apakarsha, the reduction, for any reasons doesn't happen. There are two contrast Anandas. One is Parabrahma Paramananda, the other is Ananda up to the Brahma Deva. Parabrahma Paramananda is utkarsha, apakarsha, rahita. It never gets added, never gets reduced or deleted. But these Brahmadi Devata Anandas are endowed with Utkarsh and Avakarsha. When their Yajna Karma Phala is over, they are thrown back, Shriya Punya Martilokam Vishanti. Or if they have done it through the Shrotri Akamatva Abrujinatva, in the Shrotri Akamata Abrujinatva, if there is any reduction, again they will be demoted. So there is Utkarsha and Apakarsha in this type of Ananda. There is Utkarsha Apakarsha in the Brahmananda. And we are aiming at Utkarsha Apakarsha Rahita Brahmananda. For that, this Surya example is taken. How are you relating? That you want to talk about Utkarsha, Apakarsha, Rahita, homogeneous Brahmananda, which never get disturbed or changed or distracted or reduced or disappearing for any reason. To that Utkarsha, Apakarsha, Rahita Brahmananda, and to Surya Bhagavan, what is the link? Why have you taken this? The analysis is कि द्वैतस्य हि मूर्तामूर्तलक्षणस्य परा उत्कर्ष सवित्रभ्यन्तर्गतः. This is what we have to catch. All Murta and Amurta, manifest and unmanifest, which make the Dvaita, all of them, Para Utkarsha, Savitra Abhyantargataha. Both of them, the Murta Amurtatva, the Dvaita, finds their fulfillment in the Surya Bhagavan only. So, under the Surya Bhagavan's light only, in the presence of Surya Bhagavan only, Utkarsha, Apakarsha are happening. And step by step, when one reaches to him, in him there is no utkarsha, apakarsha. So, so द्वैतस्य हि मूर्तामूर्तलक्षणस्य परः उत्कर्षः सवितृ अभ्यन्तर्गतः. So, in that Surya Mandala only, all the Dvaita ka Upakarsha, Utkarsha, Avakarsha समापन होता है. Is it not? Bhagavan Surya. Under his Kanti and under his supervision only, all of us are there, three worlds are there. So, all three worlds which are there, in them whatever Utkarsha and Avakarsha is happening, it's happening in the Surya Mandala only, in the Surya only, not beyond. And where do they reach their Parakashta in the Utkarshata? In becoming one with Surya only. Because he is the support for all of them. Okay? Sahachet, if that Surya therefore taken as example, Purushagata Vishesha Apamardayana, Purushagata Vishesha Apamardayana, and that Vishesha Ananda expressed because of some Vilakshana Visheshas in the Purusha. That being removed, Paramanandam Apeksha Samaha Bhavati. In the Surya, the Paramananda is in the Samasthiti. That's why Surya example is taken. Na kashchid utkarsha apakarsho va tam gatim gatasya iti avayam pratishtam vindate iti upapannam. So every utkarsha and apakarsha is happening in Surya and within Surya. And in Surya there is no utkarsha and apakarsha. Therefore, in one reaches to the Surya sthai, then that will be utkarsha apakarsha rahita avaya pratishta. Therefore, we have given the example of the Surya Bhagavan. Okay, in the Pratyaksha examples that are seen. Is it not? You can see the Chandra, you can see Bhumi, you can see the Nadi, Samudra. But what you specially see in Bhagavan Surya is, he is a Pratyaksha Daivatam to all of us. In his presence only, all of us are doing the whatever, good or bad, accordingly becoming Utkarsha or Apakarsha Kruta. In the absence of Surya, nothing happens. Therefore, logically, every Utkarsha and Apakarsha is happening in him, who neither suffers the Apakarsha nor he gets any extra addition to become Utkarsha Yukta. So, कोई बढ़ावा घटावा सूर्य के प्रेजेंस में बाकी सब में होता है. सूर्य में न घटना न बढ़ना. Therefore, where there is no ghatna badna, there is no fear at all. Where there is no ghatna badna and fear, there is Advaitam. So therefore, what is our goal? The Advaita Brahma. For that, the Surya Bhagavan is fully fit with all details. Therefore, we have taken Bhagavan Surya as an example. That is the meaning of it. Therefore, this is why न कश्चित् उत्कर्ष अपकर्षो वा तां गतिं गतस्य इति अभयं प्रतिष्ठां विन्दते इति उपपन्नम्. This is how the Surya example is very valid. In that Surya's presence only, all of us are alive, all of us are doing. Doing good, we become Utkarsha. Doing bad, Avakarsha. Balance of good and bad, we are remaining in our stationary place. So because of these reasons, Surya Bhagavan's example is given. Okay. Mm. 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 So here, what is therefore is done is first I am. I am Panchakosha Yukta. Clear? What I am told here, withdraw from your Panchakoshas or drop the Panchakoshas. Through the Panchakoshas, there is always Utkarsha Apakarsha. But through in the Vedantic Shravanam Sadhana, when I decided or dropped the Panchakosha, then what have I become? Panchakosha Atita Parabrahma. Now this Parabrahma Panchakosha Atita alone is same, is there even in that Surya. Therefore, there at my level, my Panchakosha I kept separate. At the Surya level, Surya's Upadhi also I kept separate. And what I find is one alone, Parabrahma. And in that one Parabrahma, there is no Utkarsha because of expression through Surya. There is no Apakarsha because of expression through any of the individual isolated Upadhis say my own Panchakoshas. So the Utkarsha Apakarша रहित परब्रह्म को पाने के लिए here सूर्य भगवान का उपमान दिया है. Here Surya is the samashti. Surya is Karana. Surya is the Hiranyagarbha. Not only take the seen Surya here, Aditya, but Aditya Mandala Antargata Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha only expressing as an Aditya there. So, in this way, the Surya example is to transcend Utkarsha Apakarsha Ananda and enter into the Utkarsha Apakarsha Rahita homogeneous Ananda, which is Brahma Tattvam. Now comes up the avatarika for Saya evam vita asmat lokat pretya etamannamayam upasankaramati. These are the great, grand, glorious falashruti of actualizing this Brahma Anubhuti which is discussed so far. For that, Bhagavan gives avatarika a very, very important, powerful one. What is it? He just takes us back to the second or third Anuvaka. Where sixth one, I think. अथातोनु प्रश्नाः उता विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति आहो विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता ओ शोकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजा येति सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तत्सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशतु तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्छाभवतो निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनं च निलयनं च विज्ञानं च विज्ञानं च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यमभवतो तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. Then असद्वा इदमग्र आसीत् ततो वै सदजायत तदात्मानग्गस्वयमकुरुत तस्मात् तत्सुकृतमुच्यत इति यद्वै तत्सुकृतं रसो वै सः. I'm just chanting the mantras. So all of them, वो ये सब में वो पहली बात क्या है ना, उसको यहाँ रेफर कर रहे हैं. ओके. या सेवंथ में. सिक्स्थ में क्या कहा एट द टाइम ऑफ डिस्कशन? अथा तो अनुप्रश्नाः. अथ अथा अनुप्रश्नाः. Having heard from the Guru the first four Anuvakas, the disciple got a prashna, the three prashnas. What are they? Brahman astiva na astiva. Second, the avidwan gacchativa na gacchativa. Third one, the vidwan samashnuteva na samashnute. Is Brahman there or not? Will avidwan be able to understand it and go near to it or not? Then the vidwan, will he experience it or not? Is it not? Now relate it to our own self. I am the seeker. We are all seekers. No. We have to have the clarity of this. Is Brahman there or not? Point one. If I am remaining as an avidwan, not studying Vedanta, not studying Taittiriya, and not doing sadhana, will I go near to that Brahman at least in the understanding? Suppose I am a vidwan who is believing in the Vedic Jnanam or Vedanta, Upanishad, this particular portion, doing the sadhana side also. Will I experience the Ekamevadvayam Brahma? In other words, liberation? These are the three doubts question. Why these are all? For two reasons. Ki Brahman is again anirdesham, nirvyavaharam ityadi. Second, from Brahman's standpoint, there is no biasness. Brahman is sarvam, nirdosham is samam Brahma. Even remember this, Brahma Tattva mein koi vishamta nahi. He is as much in an ignorant fellow, so much in the wise also. The discussion in those three questions is not regard to the presence and absence of Brahman. Brahman is eternal presence. Okay, but is it there or not? Asti nasti. Now we'll discuss. Man lo ki asti man li. After that, second two questions ka answer there. So he is unbiased. But will the avidwan reach or not? Will the vidwan experience or not? That is from the standpoint of sadhakas. He is very much there. He is unbiased. And because he is unbiased, the logic should be like this from this side. Brahman being unbiased. If he is experienced by vidwan, he being unbiased, he should be experienced by avidwan also. If he is experienced by avidwan, what is the difference between vidwan and avidwan then? Again, Brahman being common. If Avidwan cannot experience him, Vidwan also should not be, because Brahma is common. So this type of inquiry we can ask from this side. But the actual answer is what? You have to become Vidwan from Avidwan, then the Brahman which is always there is experienced. So become Vidwan, that will be the focal point here for knowing Brahman. If you remain as a Vidwan, never study Upanishad, never contemplate, you will never have the Brahma Darshanam, Brahma Anubhuti, which is a moksha. So among these three questions, asti va nasti, gachati va na gachati, samashnuti va na samashnuti, with all the efforts and struggles so far carried in last so many number of days, first thing is answered. Two more are to be answered. What is the position of the Avidwan as well as Vidwan with regard to Brahmanamurti? Here Bhagavan is saying, when the third one is answered without touching the second one, second also gets answered. Therefore, to get the answer at the second one, we are not putting our efforts. Second is, will the Avidwan experience or will the Avidwan approach it or not? Third is, Vidwan will experience or not. If Vidwan experiences, if that is proved, naturally Vidwan ka opposite. Avidwan hai, therefore Vidwan experiences means Avidwan will not experience it. That will be obvious. So without answering your second question, we will answer second when we answer the third one. That's how here the discussion begins. A mantra is spoken, Saya evam with asmad lokas pretya, then all that is explained in detail, followed by that through some prashnottari, some more crucial topics are brought to our intellectual understanding. So, when our intellects are dull-witted, extroverted, tamasic, rajasic, so they don't catch these sharp ideas, the subtle ideas. Oh, so boomerang होते. But as we are training ourselves to study the Bhashya, the Upanishad, and also becoming contemplative, then the beauty of it, the reality of it, the truth of it slowly starts revealing to us. Aiming to reach to that level only, all these discussions every day we are doing. Go. So, asti na asti iti anuprashna vyakhyataha. Okay, one is answered. How? Karya, Rasalabha, Pranana, Abhaya, Pratishta, Bhaya Darshana, Upavattibhya. See how summarizing Bhagavan Adi Shankara is done so beautifully. The first thing, Brahman Asti or Nasti, is being answered by bringing to our understanding that Brahman Asti. As we said 15 minutes, 20 minutes back, here Brahman Asti is not like the table Asti or the Pustakam Asti or pen Asti. So there, the Asti is different, pen is different. Asti is different, table is different. When we talk about the same thing to Brahman, the meaning is different. Here, Brahma Asti is not like Brahma is an object and it is existing there. Understand? It is not so. Brahman Asti means what? The Asti Swarupa itself is Brahman, which is there as Asti, Asti, Asti is in everything in the world. Even the Nasti also experienced as Asti only. That is the Brahman we are talking here. See, Brahman is existing. No, Brahman is existence. So, be clear about it. Otherwise, Brahman is existing like I told you the tree is existing. So, the tree is existing means tree has become an object, existence has become its adjective. In the whole world, that's the big mistake happens. Objects of the world are taken as objects and the Paramatma is taken as existing adjective. Actually, it's the other way around. The Padartha is pure Brahman and its Visheshana are all these names forms. It's never the space is existing. Is there on which a space is superimposed. Tree is not there. Is there on the tree is superimposed. Clear? This is in general about every example. Here, when it comes to Parabrahma, it is not Visheshana Vishesha Sambandha, Brahman Eva Asti Swarupa. So that is what is derived through these variety of topics that are discussed, which are summarized by the Siddhanti beautifully here. Don't you see that we have discussed what are they? Karya rasa labha pranana abhaya pratishtha abhaya darshana upadhi means through while discussing all these through logic we have come to astitvam brahma. But other two things are there. Avidushaha gachati vana gachati near to that, then the vidwan will be samashtute experiences or na samashtute will not. These two have to be answered. A very beautiful, subtle things. The Avidwan, though he is very much in the Brahman, Brahman is very much in him, because he is stubborn to choose the Avidya, he will never reach to that Brahman, though it is in him only. And in the Vidwan, Samashtute means what? He will experience in such a manner that there is no experiencer experiencing Triputi. His experience is, he is that, that's it. There is no Anubhava like an Anubhava of the outer things of the world, where the Anubhokta is there. It's not being or doing or enjoying or experiencing, it is just to be. So that's how the answer will be given. That's why I said this next discussion will be little subtler one, and no problem. Once, twice we'll discuss, then we come to its understanding. After this, one more para with this our Ashtama Anuvaka will be over. Then one Nama Anuvaka will do. Then this Brahma Valli ho jayega. Let's all dedicate to the Lord ourselves, the Guru Parambara Shruti Mata, invoke their blessing for our correct understanding of the Shastras. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsad Brahmarvanamastu. Thank you, friends.